Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So I found this glass cork tube, and I thought I want to do a miniature, like broken down haunted mansion kind of thing, way up on a hilltop. Now, I have done this miniature a couple years ago, the Mystery Shack, and I have a video for this, so I'll leave a link for this. So I have done miniatures, but nothing this small, and yeah, I don't know exactly how to do it, but let's go figure it out. Come on, let's do it. Okay, here is the little glass tube with the cork. Got this at Five Below for a buck something. No, maybe it was like two something. And then I've got this scrap foam, and I'm just kind of test fitting it right now. I want to see how it's going to fit in there. I want to make sure that the height is not 50-50. So I'm going to make sure to carve that down a little bit so the house maybe sits up a little bit taller. Kind of dry fitting it there, and then I'll glue it together. This super glue here, it's a 3M super glue. It doesn't really melt the foam. There are some super glues that will just eat right through your foam, so be careful with that. If you're going to super glue on foam, just give it a quick test to make sure. Once I had it all glued together, I started sculpting the rocks. Now I'm thinking about ledges on the rocks. I'm thinking about lines that would come down the rock as I'm sculpting, but I am approaching this carefully and a little bit slow because I don't want to take away too much. As I'm scratching away, I'm just paying attention to the form and the shape. I'm also going to have a road that wraps all the way around, so what I'm doing is I'm just sketching a black line that's kind of wrapping around to the top of the building, and then I'm taking my knife and I'm actually carving away a ledge. I have an idea to do some coffee stir sticks that will end up being a road that winds up to the top. So again, just kind of scratching away a little ledge that I can glue the coffee stir sticks on. So I think you can see that there. And I think that's going to work out pretty nice. Doing a little bit of additional sculpting. Again, just kind of thinking how rock formations would be. Carving away some little chunks so I get some organic ledges there. And then I like to roll a little bit of styrofoam. It gives a little bit more texture. Not styrofoam, aluminum foil. I'll use this lightweight patch to fill in the little cracks where I glued all the pieces together just to kind of hide that. And then in the end, it actually ended adding a little bit more texture to make it look more like a rock. So far this is turning out really nice. I'm liking how this looks. I'm going to use some acrylic paint instead of maybe like Mod Podge. A lot of times people will use Mod Podge to seal it, but the Mod Podge would fill in all my little details because this is so small. Here's that coffee stir stick. I did split it in half just so it felt like it was a little bit more in scale. And I just kind of worked it up the mountain, putting a little bit of super glue down, placing that in that little ledge that I had trimmed out earlier. You can see I cut some little angles so I can get everything lined up as it wraps around. And that was a little bit tricky, but after some work and cutting and trimming and sanding, that worked out pretty nice. I want to glue it onto the cork base here. I did have to make sure that my base of my mountain is small enough that it fits on the cork and then that the glass tube slides over. So you may see in one of the shots there's a little edge of pink foam showing because I had to trim that down. All right, so the glass tube does fit over. That's great. I love that. Adding a little bit of lightweight spackle again, just at the base. I'm trying to just blend the rock into the cork, and I want it to feel like it has a nice transition. Getting to use my chop saw that I got for my birthday from my dad, and I'm thinking little wood blocks, and I can do maybe 3 tiers and build my building with that. But I was trying to do some scoring on it, and I thought, I don't know how I'm going to do all the little details with this. And so I kind of thought, maybe I'll switch over to clay. So I grabbed some Super Sculpey, and I started sculpting things out, but it's so small that I wasn't getting the detail that I wanted, and I'm not skilled enough with clay to work this small. Maybe my fingers are just too fat. So I went back to paper. I thought, if I use some cardstock and then the wood as my base, that might work pretty nice. So I trimmed out some little strips, put a little bit of glue on them, and here I am just kind of wrapping that around. I'm trying to mimic siding on an old vintage building. I'm not super concerned about gaps between the paper because on an old haunted mansion or something, there would be gaps in the siding. And so I think that adds a little bit of character. I'm adding a little bit of glue because I'm going to take this piece of paper. I did a little score in the middle with my X-Acto knife. I'm folding it in half, and it's going to be kind of the side trim on the edges of the house. This really helps frame it out so it gives it a little bit more of an authentic look, similar to what you would see on your own house if you were to look outside. Next, I was looking at this little ledge here and I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cool if I put a little platform to kind of build this out. And I had this scrap piece of wood, and the cool thing is underneath there's this little ledge where I can put, maybe it's going to be like wooden beams that are holding that up, and I think that gives a little bit more character. And then I just took two pieces of scrap wood and made two little steps going from my road onto that little platform. Cut out a little piece of paper for the door, just glued that on, and then I cut a little bit of trim around there. I'm liking that. Added a little washer, a metal washer that would act as a window. And then I just ran a little bead of glue. I've got some square polystyrene, and this is going to be my chimney. I want the chimney to kind of be wonky along the building. I think it's actually going to kind of come off of the building. So, yeah, I'm putting a little awning on. I will do some supports in that, but I'm going to do that later once I glue it down. Now I'm looking at the building here, I'm thinking, oh, it's just straight across, so I did cut some new pieces that had a roof shape. That'll make things a little bit easier for me a little bit later on. I am scoring some lines in the roof, and then I made some little awnings on each level of the building, so I think you'll see those as I build out. Those awnings will kind of grow. I wanted to add like a little structure coming off the side just to make this building a little bit more wonky. So I covered that in paper, got some glue on there, and I'm gluing that onto the side there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and glue on the top part. You'll see there's no side awnings there yet, so I will cut some additional paper and build the little awnings around each level. Okay, you can see I added the second step of awning. I put a little glue down and gluing down the roof. And again, this is just cardstock paper. And I got my chimney, you can see that comes out just a little bit, so I just bent a little piece of wire, have that on there, gluing down the building to the mountain now. So I feel like I'm in a spot where I can start gluing everything together. I'm gluing on my little beam supports there. I've got this flower wire that I'm going to build these supports going all the way up to that little side shack that was built onto the side of the house. Got a second one there. That looks pretty cool. In hindsight, maybe I should have bent them a little bit so it looked a little wonkier, but that's all right. I did chip away a little hole in the roof, and then I'm going to cut two little strips of paper and make it look like they patched that up. And I feel like I'm in a good spot now. I'm liking how this is looking, so I think I'm going to take it outside and prime everything. I primed it with a light gray, and then I took a black and I just misted it from the bottom, so it had like shadows coming up from underneath. I think a zenithal highlight is reverse of that, but I don't know. Then I did a black wash over the whole thing. I'm just using Vallejo black model wash. And then I started painting the thing out. Now, I kind of struggled with the paint scheme because I wasn't exactly sure where to go with it. So I started with the roof as a brown. But then as I started painting out everything else, it was very gray, and the brown seemed to clash a little bit. So I just took the brown, kept painting. I painted the road. I think that worked out pretty nice, like an old wooden path that's going up to the house. But I kept going back and forth, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. So then I painted the side building red. I was like, okay, what if he had this gray house, but then he just happened to have this red wood, painted wood, and he just kind of built it off to the side. So I thought that was kind of fun. Painted the door red. Me and my wife's first house had a red door, so I thought that was kind of fun. Painting the chimney red. Then I started painting the base darker. I'm using the wash, but I did layer after layer just to get that dark. I want the house to be lighter and the base of the mountain to be a little bit darker. So the house was getting too dark, so I'm just going to take a white wash and just brush it on, dab a little bit off and brush it on so that way it lightens up the whole spirit of the house. I'm adding some white into the window areas because I want to come back in and add some yellow so it gives a little bit bright light coming through as if somebody's home and they're in there. Did a little bit of UV resin just to kind of make like a glass window. And we're getting really close to the end here. I am just doing a little bit of glue at the bottom. I'm going to add some little like crumbles of leaves and a little dab of green grass just to give a little bit of life. And I think this is adding some nice touch to this. And one last little detail, I'm going to add a couple little rocks at the base. And I think we're going to call this one done. Okay, so when you're building, things don't always turn out exactly how you thought. And this is a case where it's not exactly what I had in mind when I originally built it, but I think there are some cool things that happen with this. I like the kind of wonkiness of the building. I love the little extra building added onto the side here. Like whoever owned this just kind of added on to their house. I wish there was a little bit more texture on the roof, little individual shingles, but it's so small. I'm not exactly sure how I would have done that. I love the little touches of green and brown down at the bottom. It shows just a little tiny bit of life. Yeah, I think one thing I struggled with was the value contrast. I wanted the building to stand out from the mountain, but it is kind of this kind of dark, spooky house, so the overall gray does help. And yeah, so even when things don't turn exactly how you think they're supposed to turn out, it's okay because you can learn from it and you put those little learnings in your arsenal for another day. So yeah, the glass tube, when I put it over, I don't know, it's just a little bit harder to see it, and maybe for display if you wanted to you could, but I think for my display I'm going to leave it out of the glass tube. Maybe I'll use this for transporting it, shipping, those kind of things. But yeah, overall fun build, and don't be afraid to go try something. If you're like, I don't know if it's going to turn out, that's okay. Like, kind of work through it, and eventually you'll get something that's like you'll be pretty happy with. So yeah, let's do some turnaround shots of this thing, and as always, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. Go make something awesome.